welcome back to Market Master. Today we're going to be talking about SpaceX and what is going to be happening on the 6th. But first, let's go take a look at the information on the side here. So the biggest buyers of SpaceX may not be retail investors. They may be the index funds that have no choice but to buy. So SpaceX will be joining the NASDAQ 100 index before the market opens on Tuesday, July 7th, 2026. This marks the fastest inclusion in the benchmark's history, triggered by a NASDAQ rule change that fast tracks large IPOs. Typically, IPOs take a year before they are aligned with a exchange, just so that it can show that the data and the trading of this and revenue, of course, is legitimate. Somehow SpaceX has got its way around these rules, and they've bent these rules to allow SpaceX to join after 15 days of trading. So this is passive demand. So the index, the additional forces a massive mandatory buying from passive funds, ETFs, and institutional managers that replicate the NASDAQ 100. So specific ETFs, funds and asset managers tied to the index, most notably Invesco, Triple Q Trust, must purchase shares to adjust their portfolio. So that's kind of a eyebrow raiser. So we know that somewhere around the 7th, where I've got this little flag here, we're about to see some sort of bounce, possibly up to the 50% level between the top and the low of SpaceX. So the market impact, because SpaceX has an unlimited pool of readily available free float shares, passive funds will need to absorb a meaningful percentage of these shares, which is expected to drive significant trading volume and post-term price volatility. So again, we're not stating that it has to have a major volatile spike up. However, we've watched and tracked the IPO as it made its way onto the market, and we're starting to see what appears to be a low or a support level, and we are noticing that it is possibly starting to make inch its way back up and possibly touch upon or rest around this 50% level. That doesn't mean it has to. We could certainly move down and rebase around here before the massive buying from the funds, the ETFs, and most notably these asset managers that are tied to the index and have no choice but to buy, because they're tied to the exchange rules and the retirement funds that are, of course, tied to these instruments. Anyways, I thought I would just show you this quickly and give you an update on what my thoughts are on that. Peace and love.